this issue. It's a historic moment in the life of Vogue.
Oh yeah,
What we're doing has never been done before.
we're making magic here.
This is the mag. This issue. It's a historic moment in the life of Vogue.
Oh yeah,
What we're doing has never been done before.
we're making magic here.
This is the magazine everyone's gonna pay attention to.
I feel more than lucky. I feel blessed. I can shed a tear.
It just feels revolutionary, honestly.
My name is Monica Miller, and I'm the guest curator of Superfine, Tailoring Black Style, and a professor of Africana Studies at Barnard College, Columbia University. Black style is really related to thinking about how fashion and power connect. The way that people are styled, are fashioned, or fashion themselves in response to the degree of agency that they feel. Silhouettes change, use of pattern, color, all of those things change in relationship to time and relationship to history. So fashion, power, aesthetics, politics, those are all wrapped up in one way that we can see the world. I chose to focus on dandyism. What is Black dandyism?
Gosh,
It's a little hard to describe.
Dandy, I'm feeling quite dandy.
I think dandyism is about individuality,
Excellence.
Freedom.
wit.
Elegance.
It is tailoring. It's a frequency.
Dandyism to me is really about expression, Black expression.
Dandyism means confidence to me.
Somebody that celebrates living in a one-of-a-kind body and tailors everything to that body.
I think that the dandy is essentially an honor case.
Dandyism.
Can't say. I didn't even hear the word it said the Met Gala. I just thought it was Black excellence. I was like, oh, the theme of this year is A$AP Rocky. Okay, I get it.
The kind of dictionary definition of dandyism is somebody who studies, above all else, to dress elegantly and fashionably. When the dandy is Black, we get to see the dandy as a figure that really encapsulates a kind of matrix of identity: race, gender, class, sexuality, and sometimes nation. I'm really interested in thinking about clothing, dress, and fashion as a tool, as a critique, and also as a creative mode of thinking about liberation.
I'm from the poorest neighborhood in Harlem. Goodwill's was our Macy's. But when I got dressed, even in clothes that wasn't mine, nobody knew how poor my family was. And that, for me, was the birth of dandyism, because I saw the power of transformation that could take place with your clothes. Instantly, you can become somebody else.
There's nothing more dandy than an African man, like dressed to the nines. Really, the first person I thought of was my dad, who is not, well, you know, to me, he is a historical icon. When I think about dandyism, I think about my family.
Who comes to mind are actually my mother and father.
I think of Black folks going to church.
I think a lot about the jazz musicians, Duke Ellington, Miles Davis, Nat King Cole.
Andre 3000 for sure embodied it.
Jack Johnson. The honorary chairman himself, LeBron James.
Tyler, the Creator, is a vision of a modern dandy.
Andre Leon Talley.
Prince was a dandy.
Dapper Dan.
That's right. There's a very famous pimp named Magic Don Juan. We grew up seeing him everywhere, seeing him pull up in his green Cadillac, and I think that, for me, is the ultimate expression of dandyism. Even though it's negative, it had such a huge impact on the way we presented ourselves growing up in that city.
I look at pretty much every young kid in Africa that mixes colors and tailoring and tracksuits.
It takes a lot of confidence to want to stick out, to want to go against the grain and against trends and the status quo. You kind of tell your story through your clothes, and it was important for me to bring that into this project. Today was the first day of shooting for this amazing story that is connected to the theme of the Met Gala.
If we're being completely honest, you just don't know what you're gonna get on the day. And I do remember feeling like, wow, this is very special.
The energy on set today was just so amazing and so joyful. I feel like everybody was excited to be here.
I was with John Baptiste and Jeremy Pope, but it was magic. I mean, John was like singing, both of them were like singing. So we all got a free little serenade, which was pretty magical.
Law is very specific. When he needs you to express anything with your body or you're like posing in anything, he'll get on set and just do it. He'll let you know. Tyler really knows what he wants. So once he gets the frame right and everybody where they need to be, he's just shooting. And it's just like, you gotta be ready.
Nice, that's great. That was great, Jules. The actual photography aspect of it was just to channel this amazing portfolio of very talented people in today's landscape. And the way we could unify all that was to make a very simplistic set, actually, only containing a few elements, certain colors in a color palette that was primarily pastel, and then elements or hints of wood. That's great, Hunter.
Other Black photographers, James Van Der Zee, Gordon Parks, Roy DeCarava, those were sort of the references.
When the Met announced the theme, like I already had so many references, right? I think I am kind of a purveyor of my culture and my history. I've already built out this incredible database of images and memories all the way from slavery to modern day. I have been studying and waiting for this moment, almost all my life.
The moment that you saw and that we had as like Teyana, myself, it felt very intimate and like sister-like.
Yeah, and even the vibes they on set, it's so cool. It's so exciting and beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, getting to celebrate each other and learn about each other.
You don't want to leave. You don't want to leave because it just feels full of love. And that type of feeling you don't want to let go of,
As much as today is so beautiful, it's unfortunately still an anomaly to walk into a space and to see so many of us. I think many of us here are used to being one of the only brown faces on a set and being the representation and being the diversity. I mean, even this is only a sliver of just how beautiful and the depth and breadth of what it is to be Black and celebrate our Blackness.
Fine line tailoring and like dandyism in general, what it represents is us reclaiming our individuality and our pride, creating a safe space for Black people to really just express themselves in a way that went above and beyond societal limits.
One of the ways that we can think about dandyism is through tailoring. We can see it as a kind of mode of control, what I think African Americans might call, coming correct.
Good tailoring defines a person.
Right now, I'm wearing Fear of God, Jerry Lorenzo. It's pretty cool.
And it makes me feel powerful.
Right now, I'm wearing a 3-piece double-breasted suit designed by yours truly. You gotta get a good look. Can I stand up for a minute? You getting it? Look at these shoes, man. Just zoom in on those. Fuck the outfit.
There's something about a tailored suit. This badass boss lady feeling that I get when I wear suits. This suit makes me feel confident, important, singular, because it has indeed been tailored within an inch of my life to my exact body. No one else can wear this suit now.
I don't have like the kind of body that you can just buy something off the shelf. When you get a tailored suit or a tailored shirt, it fits better, you look better.
My body does not fit the status quo proportions of an average person.
Just so many different people are hands-on to, making us look good, making the clothes fit well.
Historically, made-to-wear clothing was not as available for Black people, so the tailor became a very, very important person in a community. People would go to tailors to have their clothes made or to have clothing modified. The tailor in Black communities was somebody who would know about people's lives because of the ways in which they would visit the tailor for these special occasions.
I really like tailoring because there's a real intention that goes into crafting a silhouette in relation to the body. So I feel like it's a very close relationship that you can have with someone as a designer. There's a kind of responsibility within that as well.
When I think of dandyism in particular, it's taking on that suit and giving us our own aesthetic, and from that, so much has blossomed.
One of the important stories is about a fight for an increasing ability to self-represent. The Harlem Renaissance, for example, is one of these moments when Black people really had the ability to change their image in the eyes of others. The tailor did that on a small scale.
You see a lot of creativity in the history of Black style because it's our armor. You know, it's a tool in our toolbox to get through life, to make it easier to get into certain rooms.
In 2023, when we had our first show with Vuitton, Anna saw the show and afterwards immediately said, I want you to chair for the Met Gala in 2025, but we have to keep it secret.
How does it feel to be one of the covers?
I think it's an honor. Henry's a fantastic artist, crazy life story, and he's just writing new chapters as we speak. He's one of the most coveted artists in the space and is just alive, well, kicking it and crushing it. Van Gogh never got to see the world revere him. Henry's alive to experience people appreciating his work. I often used to ask myself why I am where I am, why the universe has placed me where it's placed me. But then I realized, like, the reason why the universe has allowed me through these doors is because I'm supposed to hold them open for others. We climb the ladder together. That is Black history.
Lovely. Yes. Love it.
All four co-chairs are going to have their covers, which is kind of awesome. It's a historic moment, and it's an epic moment in my life and the life of Vogue. We're literally going deep into history, something that has always seemed to be challenged right now. I think IK's brilliant. He's such a brilliant thinker. He's distilling culture across the diasporas in such an extraordinary way.
I learned about IK probably 25 years ago and was just astounded. Right there in front of me, somebody was living and working as a dandy.
The portrait session went well. When I began, I was trying to direct him. At some point, he paused. He said, you know, I'm not a fashion model. I am an actor. Let me feel this story, and I'll give you whatever you want.
It's me and the camera and IK, and we're having this moment together. All the people around me that have come before me are with me in the room. I like to make sure that it's never just about me, but it is about where I come from, it's about my ancestors, it's about my family, so I want to bring them into the room.
We're here in London. We've shot the cover of Vogue today, which is very surreal for me. It really hits home when I think about my heritage. I think about my father, my grandfather, my ancestors who came before. Black male experience from back then is very similar to today in how they would present themselves through fashion, how they would turn up.
We really sort of imagined this idea of a group of friends going to a studio to get their portraits taken, and they're very proud. I use canes in this shoot, and I think there's a sense of pride when the men in the streets in like Congo, in Sierra Leone, in Gambia, in Nigeria, they will come out in great tailoring and have their photos taken. And I think there's a sense of pride when you hold something and going somewhere. There's a sense of bringing everything you have to the picture.
I have done a lot of photo shoots through my career. A lot of them, I would be the only person of color on the shoot. More often than not, change was really, really hard to push for. And it's been something I've been really pushing for a long time. And so to slowly start to see that change and seeing people come together from different backgrounds, it's uplifting for me and feels like we're moving in the right direction when we all come together.
I think what we're all trying to get to, telling history, telling the truth about who we are in the world, especially as Black people, you know, whether we want to tell Black history or not. I think we have a great access point when it comes to style, because you can't deny it.
I think it's important to pay attention and homage to Black style because it's been a kind of force. It has made us ask questions about who is fashion for. Dapper Dan changed the way that we think about fashion, and particularly in relationship of Black people to luxury brands and luxury in general.
I didn't grow up thinking I was going to be a dandy or wanted to be a dandy. It was all a matter of me surviving psychologically what was happening to me at the time, right?
His own personal story is just about ingenuity. Everything that he was able to do in the 70s and 80s, it changed fashion.
90% of the men in my neighborhood was hustlers. I'm first generation of the migration that came from the South. So they came with top-notch skills, but street skills. I felt like it was a Robin Hood thing, you know, because I was robbing and bringing it to the hood. When I started studying all about fashion, there's no way to separate fashion from music. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do something that's gonna transform the community. So here comes hip hop. They had no fashion identity, but they felt this connection to guys like me who came up hard. People think that my mission is to dress young bodies, but that's not my mission. My mission is to dress young minds. Fashion is just a platform for me to reach young people in a different way. That's why I stay in Harlem. I would never leave in Harlem. I want to make sure I was still there and telling these stories. See where we at?
We in Harlem. We are at Langston Hughes' prior residence. Langston Hughes is the first rapper ever. From a rapper, take it from me.
All right, 128th and 5th.
Hey, Chef, what up, baby? What up, what up? Harlem World. On one of the covers. I'm on the cover, actually. Yeah, the best one. Is this thing on? Guess what I just did? I just made a dream come true. I shot all my trunks on a corner, a random corner in Harlem right now. Tyler, you killing this, bro. Check me out. I came up with the idea to feature my grandma, came up with the idea to shoot in Langston Hughes' house, came up with the idea to do Dalmatians because it's 101 years of the Harlem Renaissance. So, you know, it was a real collective effort, and Tyler and Law was very receptive to my ideas, and we built on top of it and made a masterpiece today. I'm not trying to be cocky. I don't got nothing to talk about. We gonna let the art speak for itself. I feel more than lucky. I feel blessed. I can shed a tear. I'm feeling all of the manifestations from the Harlem Renaissance. It's a pleasure to be here, my dear.
In terms of where fashion goes from here, I'm hoping that it becomes more and more inclusive.
How would the final result look like? There will be sublimely beautiful with such chromatic intensity and a touch sexy.
To be a part of this is just, I'm very proud of it, honestly.
This moment, especially what's going on in the world and in our country, this moment seems so important. This is bigger than us as individuals. This is bigger than us as actors or actresses or models. It's the combination of all of us coming together to create something beautiful for present and for future. I'm not gonna cry, but I wanna cry so bad. I think I probably will cry when it's out and everybody gets to see it.
I think this issue is so important on so many levels because we are taking the opportunity and moment to highlight Blackness, to embrace it, not in a way that feels like a trope or in a performance. I hope that people receive it with love and an opportunity to uplift a community. That is a beautiful thing because I'm still standing, I'm still here, I'm still Black, and I still feel very beautiful.
I do think that the main message that we're trying to get across is really fashion as empowerment. Fashion as a way to say something about yourself, right? Or your community that might be new or that might be outside of stereotype, of boundaries.
You are your lineage, you are your history. That's also why I think this is so beautiful to me. Even for people who might not be Black, like this opportunity to get to learn this history, connect to each other, to each other's humanity, to each other's art. That's like such a gift.
Our art is precious. Our love for everything we've contributed to culture stands the test of time. The picture goes such a long way. It's going to inspire kids globally, and I think that's the whole point we're here, to inspire people.
It's a real moment to highlight our own underrepresented voices, and it's something I'm so honored and so proud to be a part of.
The idea of honoring the Black dandy matters. To look at the history and the impact that we've had on culture, on design, and art, music. And I'm standing with these incredible brothers who I admire so dearly. It's just a beautiful, beautiful moment. And I'm very proud to be a part of it.
I think a dandy is as a dandy does.
Anytime human beings are doing their thing unapologetically, it's inspiring and life-changing for somebody out there. Yes, indeed.